You're now tuned in to the motherfucking Ambition Hour podcast on Worth the Wait Radio. You ready?
Dub T motherfucking dub, ho.
Yo, and welcome to the Ambition Hour podcast. It's your girl, Claudia Renee, on your airwaves.
Yep.
And this is episode 1.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers.
In that bed, fresh off the live like
So, I wanted to start off by saying congratulations to Kanye West for officially being a billionaire.
Sway.
Yes.
Sway.
Take a few.
It happens, Sway.
It happened, and I am so proud. Being a Kanye West fan, since he came out, has always been it's always been awesome to just see his growth and to see how far he has come. To see him as a dad and as a husband, as even a son-in-law and like brother-in-law. Like it's just I love it. I love everything Kanye.
You was there, Claudia. Tell him how you was coming to see through the wire.
Yeah.
Tell him you was there.
Yeah. If you haven't heard that story, it's I would come home like. I'll literally run from my bus stop to the crib so I can catch the through the wire on Rap City.
It was a certain time. She knew.
Yeah,
the time.
it was a certain time that they would play it every single day.
Real ones know it was that time.
So yeah, so I made sure to always catch it because that was the only way that I can hear it.
Big Ticket too.
Yeah, so listen, Big Ticket deserves all the flowers he gets because he's so awesome. Like what he's done for the culture and just his whole career pretty much. But yeah, so shout out to Kanye, man. My dog did it. I'm so happy. And the reason why I'm starting it off with him is because last week it was something that kind of slipped my mind. And it's been on my mind the whole week. I'm like, I have to tell I have to tell you guys about this because some of you guys don't know this information, and it's my job to give it to you guys. So there you have it.
Who better than?
Exactly. So yeah, so congratulations to Kanye West. Thank you for
Kanye
showing us what's possible, man. Kanye was out in these streets like, nah, man. I'm gonna get the girl that I want. I'm gonna get the albums that I want, the features, the everything.
I'm gonna work with who I want to work.
Exactly. In a quick. Oh, and I'm gonna design the clothes that I want. I'm gonna design like everything. Like I'm gonna design the home that like how I want it. Like fuck all y'all. So yeah, shout out to him. He's a Gemini. For those that don't know. The superior sign of the horoscope. Listen, we're in Taurus season right now, and that's just the warm up for Gemini season. So I'm just letting y'all know the real ones are coming through. His birthday is June 8th, so his birthday is the day before mine.
What it do, baby?
Yeah, you already know.
Okay, so I wanted to start, of course, the episode. Besides with that, I wanted to start like I always start it. It's for what I am grateful for. Okay, so this week a lot of really good things have happened, and one of them that I'm super grateful for, besides I'm gonna be talking about the open mic a little bit later, but I'm gonna something that I wanted to express because it's not like just like one word. Like I can't just be like, oh, I'm very grateful for this. I'm very grateful for the fact that I just believed that what my mind was going through, like I knew that I was gonna be able to get out of it, and I was able to budget myself to be able to like afford all of my bills and like not be able to worry about that, and kind of like really take the social distancing time and actually like embracing it and just feeling all the feelings and communicating and even expressing like certain things. And so it's just like all of that. There's no word for that, but that's what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for like that mindset that it was just like, girl, like you're in a whirlwind right now. Like there's so many moving factors in your life, and even though you're forced to stay still, and it's kind of like how I was saying last week, how you have to kind of get into that darkness. What's happening right now is a lot of us are experiencing the darkness, but at the same time, lightness, because we're battling that. We're battling the darkness and the lightness of what's happening in our situations right now, because we're all going through it. but we're all going through it very differently. So that's what I'm very grateful for.
Shout out to that. I'm about to play Kingdom Hearts talking about the lightness and darkness. No,
Yeah. So that was that's just something that because what I realized that with this open mic, I'm like, I have to do something. Like, I have to do my part when it comes to this, pandemic, because we're all going through it, So what can I do to just, make it fun for me too? Like I've always wanted to do an open mic. It was under a circumstance that, like, you just have to, like, what was I gonna do? Like, wait? Like, I don't know when we're gonna be able to do these type of events, and why not just start it like on IG Live? Like, why not use the tools that I have and then possibly, end up doing it in a different place with like better audio or something like that. Listen, we have a whole studio here. You don't know what the heck we're gonna come out with.
We might be coming to y'all with that Zoom link.
Exactly. So that's just something that I think that would be dope. But yeah, man, I just think that it's just we just have to adapt, and that's something that I'm very grateful for the hip hop community that they do is that we adapt to what's happening. Like, if you see what's going on in the culture as far as social media goes, it's every bit of it is hip hop. Even if it's like a content creator, this content creator somehow, some way is involved with the culture, whether it be through Revolve, whether it be through Revolt, my bad. Where Revolve is like a clothing brand. Whether it be through Revolt or like Mass Appeal or even like Tidal, like they have something to do with something that involves hip hop and the culture. So yeah, so just shout out to that too. Like that was something that inspired me to be like, yo, I'm gonna do my part. I want the artists that I know and meet new artists, because that's something that I like to do as well. And like, let me just shake off April happened. April was a little tough.
That's a fact. April happened,
and man, gee golly, I was so happy when I saw the last days coming. I was like, oh Lord. Thank you. I've been very expressive of how I wasn't feeling good at the beginning of the month, and just like that whole thing, and and then just the whole different things that are happening, around us, and not being able to see your friends, and not really even going outside, driving your car is just different. So, like I said, like I was saying, that we basically, we're done with April.
We're done with April.
And we're on to May. And with May,
it's gonna be.
Yeah, I just felt like it was just important to be like, okay, so we made it through this hard month. Let's how can we help people? How can we push the artists forward? How can we push the DJs forward? Because it's not just one specific area that is struggling. Like, it's the DJs, it's the artists, it's the even the painters. Like, what you know what I mean? Like, and all they have right now is time. Like, everybody has time to like make music, to create. Basically, we all have the time to create. Some of us, what's going on is that what's going on doesn't allow us to create, or it makes us be super judgmental about it, to the point that you don't even do it. So I'm just really happy. The open mic was dope. We had Trees come on. Trees has been on the podcast 2 times already. So
2 times.
Awesome. Love him. He came. He was so swagged out with his robe. It was really nice.
Real player shit.
Yes. Spitz also performed.
Hey, he's been on a couple episodes.
Yeah, he's been on a couple episodes as well. He had a 10 episode contract. We didn't renegotiate.
We did not. Unfortunately.
No, it was the Rona. It was the Rona half. That's what happened. That's what happened. But yeah, we also had Cable, Cess Citizen, sorry. He was somebody who reached out to us and like had a time slot and everything. He sent me his music, and it was pretty dope. From Philadelphia. And then we also had Island Boy who was on as well, and it was just awesome. Like, people in the comments were hella vibing, and it was pretty cool. It was really nice to see that. And there were some people that I didn't even know on the live, and I was just like, I love this. Like, I love that engagement. Yeah, I love the engagement. I really liked it. I didn't know that I was gonna enjoy it as much, because I haven't always loved live. until that, like, I would do that every week. Like, it was, I was, because people are always like, oh, you should do lives, or when I go on live, I always get like good like,
Feedback.
good feedback, and it's just kind of like, why don't you do it more? It's good, it's good publicity. So
Shout out to the promo.
exactly.
Body trying to be industry.
Trying to be.
Bitch, I am the industry.
I'm not in these streets. But yeah, I just
quarantine.
I mean, yeah, definitely, like, I want to be a part of the industry of like music and content creators, and where artists can feel like, oh shit, she's gonna hold it down for us. Like, yeah, I'm gonna hold it down for y'all. Y'all gonna come on my platform and shine like the superstars you are. So I wanted to point out that we got a Savage remix featuring the Queen Bee. This has been one of the highlights of my week, you guys. Like, I understand that Drake dropped an entire project, but this Savage remix with Beyonce and Meg Thee Stallion was everything that I needed to rejuvenate my quarantine life.
Hot boys always got to come back.
To feel like I'm the baddest bitch, because that's what Beyonce does for me. Guys, when I tell you that she harmonized on this remix so beautifully, and just like the way that Beyonce could do it, somebody said that it was like a cross between Dangerously in Love and Destiny's Child, and I agree. And it was just so, like, I'm so in love with that remix, and I love that it wasn't the exact same as some remixes. What they do is like, oh, she just hops on, but Beyonce doesn't do remixes like that. Like,
Beyonce don't remix like that.
Yeah, Beyonce don't remix like that. So and it was just nice to see, Meg Thee Stallion get a feature that she's possibly been wanting since she was, like, even if she didn't want the feature when she was 5 years old, she wanted to be her when she was 5 years old. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I heard a story that she said that she saw her when she was like 5 years old. Yeah. And to be working with her, and her being from Houston, and the proceeds are going to like a benefit place in in Houston from the song. So they're not asking people for money. They're just like, yo, just listen to the song. You're gonna love the song. Everybody loves the song. Twitter went insane. She was the most tweeted, like her stats for like the tweets was like #1, and hers was like in the 700s, 800s, and then all the other tweets that I was seeing that were trending weren't as many numbers. I pay attention to things like that because I think it's really cool to see things like, to see what's like trending, or like what the cause and effect that Beyonce has. Like, I'm a big fan of hers, so of course when she drops a song, I'm gonna pay attention. Like, I saw that this is one of the songs that she has been streamed the most of hers, and like on Spotify, and it's just great because she's helping this girl get into that. She's basically like paving the way, like, here, like, I'm gonna break these records, but look, I'm bringing you with me. So it's just really cool. I love it. Y'all know I'm Beehive till the day I die. So
What up, Texas?
So I was just oh, and then they had like it was just so like there's a part in the song that reminds me of that Still Cut, the what it is. So what's the, because I feel like there's a part in that song that like that southern like twang that they have, and like I felt Beyonce kind of like brought that into there, and it's awesome. If you haven't heard, bro, Beyonce said, hold on, because y'all gonna make me pull these lyrics up.
Pull them up.
I was tweeting them because I couldn't believe my ears when I was hearing like everything that she was saying. I was like, ma'am, oh, shout out to Lyrics to Go.
Lyrics to Go.
I saw it on a playlist the other day, and it was just cool because it automatically took me back to a moment. I actually, Hal was saying this, and this was like the first time that we had heard this song. It was at seeing, like Tribe Called Quest perform the song. So it was just really cool to hear it for the first time that way. And then Q-Tip was just turned all the way up. So it was great. Okay, so but the Queen Bee says hips TikTok when I dance. On that demon time, she might start an OnlyFans. Big B, and the B stands for bands. If you want to see some real ass, baby, here's your chance. Drop mic.
I actually wrote them bars. She sent those to me in the group chat. Like, you're.
And then she said, I'ma flip my hair and look back while I twerk in the mirrors. Mood. Mood. That's
day.
all I've been doing this whole quarantine. Is like I can't go out, so I do it in my room and just have the time of my life. As everybody should. You're supposed like this is a time that you're supposed to like definitely like enjoy that alone time. And something that I also tell like my mom is because she'll be like, oh, I don't want to go to sleep because like there's times where like ain't shit to do, so you're like, what the fuck, and then you're tired, and then you take a nap, and then your sleeping schedule is so crazy. And then I told her, I'm just like, girl, I'm like, just sleep. You don't know when you're going to sleep. Like like you don't know when you're gonna sleep again like this, to the point where you're like really resting. It's crazy because a lot of people feel like they need a vacation after this, and it's kind of true. It's kind of true. It's gonna be like, oh shit, fuck. I find it so funny when people say the whole real life thing, because right now is real life what we're going through. Like this is real. Like this isn't pretend. Like this isn't like, okay, we can get back this time. So I feel like that's a very interesting verbiage that people are using when it comes to what we're going through right now. But
Yeah, for sure. Without a doubt.
yeah.
That is a little weird.
Oh, so I guess we can open up the conversation of Drake's new project. It's really good. I mean, what else can you say about like the Drizzy?
The
Like,
man who doesn't miss.
yeah,
Dark Lane demo tapes.
Yeah, I'm gonna, cause I also have lyrics of his too.
14 tunes, as he would say.
Yeah, and they're really good. He said, I do it for the grams, not the gram.
That's a bar.
He said, lost it to the game, and I see why. It was always you and I without the T-Y. Yo, when I heard those lyrics, like, I felt them. That's from the song Losses, and I love it because he took, I guess he screen recorded or grabbed the audio from IG Live that he did with his dad, and so it's the beginning of the song, and then throughout the song as well, to the point where they're like gonna take a shot on live, and it's awesome because it sparked an idea, and I was just like, how is a song with my dad, like just on some shit like that, and like, oh, let's take a shot together. My dad would be so my dad I'll take that shot with you, man. My dad will make a toast and everything and make you feel like you are part of the family.
Facts. It's all fam. Dub fam.
Definitely. But yeah, so Drake dropped a project, 14 songs, like how Hav says. That was my favorite song so far. That's like my number one favorite song from the project. Losses. Yeah, I really like that one. I also like I'm really bad with names. I just keep posting that one and using it.
That's why I don't know. Let me bring it up too. What you thought about the initial thoughts of the Playboy Cardi one? Because that was highly anticipated, Claudia.
I like that one, but I got more excited when I heard Losses. I like the not you too.
Not you too.
I like the D4L, the one with him, the Future and him.
Yeah, that shit hard.
That one was really hard.
You know, I fuck with the Time Flies. Well, Desires has been my shit for the last like 3 months, so. I mean,
that's the type of time we on have. I know.
Well, no,
I know.
Where no one can find you.
I know. Where no one can find you. Damn.
Dallas, Texas, that shit hard, bro.
So there's a project that I've been listening to that dropped last year, which is IGOR.
Do tell. Okay, IGOR.
And the reason why I started listening to it was because
who does IGOR?
Huh? Oh, Tyler the Creator is that's his project, is IGOR. It dropped
Grammy award winning?
Yeah, Grammy award winning. He deserved every single inch of that Grammy. Like he from the little thing that they probably put in the bottom to protect it to the very tippy, because that album was so good. And it took me almost a year to listen to it, and I realized why. Was because it was around the same time that Khaled and Meg dropped, and I listened to the Khaled project, hated it, and then I listened to the Meg project and loved it. Didn't stop listening to it, and
still kind of listens to it today.
Exactly, because I love that project. It reminds me of my birthday too. Damn. That album was so like my birthday like soundtrack because I would play the songs like walking through New York. I would play the songs through
Pop.
New York. I would put them like in the Uber like blasting cuz real hot girl shit. But we classy. We ain't the ratchet kind. But it can get to that if need be.
Kind of ratchet, but don't push me.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I didn't listen to it because of that, and also because real honest, I wasn't a Tyler fan. Like I didn't really listen to Tyler. It never sparked my interest to be like, oh, I'm gonna listen to him. What happened was I saw people talk about it saying that it was good, but I heard it on Dave.
Hi, I'm Dave.
Yeah, Dave.
I'm Little Dicky.
Dave. The show with Little Dicky and also Young Taco, and I know Benny Blanco is in there and like some other people.
YG.
Justin Bieber's
Bieber.
on it. YG's on it. Trippie Redd is on it. There's a couple of artists on there that
Made in Tokyo was the artist performing.
yeah, exactly. Charlemagne and Angela
Yeah,
Yee are
they
in
are in
it,
it.
so that's pretty dope. I don't know who Gata is, but I really love him, and I wanted to if you've never seen the show, I feel like he's such an essential character in
He's
the
an
show.
essential worker.
Yeah, like he is such a key part of it because of what he has gone through. If you've never seen the show, there's an episode that I feel like it's like super eye-opening because you don't always see this side of men to the point where like they're able to admit to being bipolar or even admit to having a mental illness or even knowing that something is going to trigger them. And I know I'm probably sharing too much, but I just want you guys to understand when I'm saying this, like this is the type of show that it is teaching you things like that. And I feel like I said, it's very important because we don't always see this when it comes to men. So especially men of color. So yeah, so I really enjoyed that a lot, and it was a really good show. But that was the reason why, and even because Young Taco, which is from Odd Future, and it's Sid's brother, like he's part of it, and then I know they have something to do with Tyler. So then I hear Earthquake in the show, and I'm like, oh, why haven't I heard this project? Like
I'm asleep.
yeah, like why haven't I heard this project? And I'm hearing it and I'm like, yo, this man is saying some things that like men don't say. You know, like he's saying like what did he says? Don't leave.
Yeah.
It's my fault. Like
There you go. Sing that shit.
like come on. Like when he even saying that, and then the song that I'm obsessed with, which the main reason why I'm really happy that I heard this project is because I found this song called Running Out of Time, and it goes so good. It's like running out of time, running out of time, what? To make you love me. That shit is dope because there's times that you feel that way. You know, you're just like, holy shit. Like, holy shit. If I don't bring it back, or if I don't really show them that this is it, I'm the one, like I'm gonna lose them forever. You know, and that's something that you experience like when you're when you get vulnerable, when you get you know, when you are able to confront the person and let them know like this is what's happening with me. And I don't know, I just think that that's so beautiful, and I love that it's coming from a man. Like fuck. I love that transparency. So that's one of my favorite songs too. And then A Boy Is a Gun. So yeah, it took me a year, but I'm here. And I can't stop listening to it, so I definitely recommend it to you guys. Okay, moving on out.
And Gata is Gata, and he's actually
Oh.
they're actually like really friends. I was trying to look for his name.
Oh, they're
'cause it's,
actually
like,
really friends. So Gator's plays Lil Dicky
hype
hype
man.
man. So, and he's awesome. He's, like I said, he is a very important person in the show, and what the part that he plays as far as Dave or Little Dicky, like just
Devontae Gardner's
even
his
just
name.
like being his friend. You
Yeah.
know, like even like the friend side, like that, and how they meet. Oh, I watched it backwards, guys. Super trippy, but it worked. It worked very well.
Don't ask me how.
I loved it. I loved it that way, and I was not confused. I loved how I saw it from the end, and then kind of like everything came together for me anyway, so it was really dope, and I observed some certain things that was like really cool, so I loved it. I mean, if you're into that, go ahead and try it. But yeah. Okay, so we talked about the open mic. Okay, so before I went into this, because it's gonna kind of, I feel like, shift the gears when I bring this topic up. So I was watching Waiting to Exhale. I had never fully seen the movie. I had only seen like parts of it and knew what it was about. And then today I was just like, I'm gonna watch it. And yeah, I am very surprised that that's what that's what went down in that movie. But I, like how I was telling Hav, like I really enjoyed it because you got to see like what women go through, different women go through in different ages and over 30 years old. Cause I wanted to see it because Whitney's in it. I love Whitney.
You know we love Whitney on this podcast.
Yeah, so Whitney's in it. So I was just like, oh, and Angela Bassett is in it. So
The GOAT.
I was just really like excited to watch it because of that, and to like, I guess, like complete the story. And it was really interesting because like there's one that she's been married for 11 years, and finds out that his husband is like, has a whole side chick, and he's leaving her for the side chick. And so it's like, we have kids, like I was accustomed to a certain lifestyle because you didn't want me to work, so you were taking care of me, and now you're just leaving me, like, and then so you see the girl who like, picks up guys at the grocery store, who is just looking for love everywhere, with everyone. And then there's one who is like trying to date, but she's like waiting for her ex who's married with a kid. Like, so you just see like different dynamics. So you see the single mother who has sexual relations with the baby daddy, like, still. So you just see a different dynamic of women like over the age of 30, and then and it's just so real, and I really like the movie. There was a lot of things on there that I was just like, wow, this is kind of crazy that it was a movie that was filmed in 1995, and it was something like that was happening. Like, now, if a movie like that were to drop, I feel like it would be controversial.
Yeah.
Cause it's just like, oh, she's being a hoe, she's being a this, she's being that, like, cause yeah, or like, oh, she's good with being a pick me, like how they say in the internet. That shit is so stupid. But Twitter sometimes, like, I can't with it. There's just like people wake up early as fuck, or like they'll be on there like really talking some dumb shit, and I'll be like,
Some foolishness.
like, has your phone even fully charged? like, come on. I mean, I'm not judging, but that shit is mad wild. How some of y'all they be tweeting mad wild shit. I mean, I definitely wanted to bring up that movie. I wanted to point out that last week talking about love and basketball was super fun, and I just enjoyed it a lot because I love that movie. And I was looking back at the footage because it was time, to look back at the tapes. I have been inspired to, look at it and embrace the episode. And yeah, so it was a lot of fun talking about that and the whole Monica and Quincy situation. Okay, so I did want to talk about I feel like I'm rambling right now because there's something that like I don't want to talk about, but I do want to talk about at the same time, just because it was something that affected me. Not in like the way that like it's super, but it just makes you think like as a woman, and then you start remembering like things that you have gone through as a woman, and then you remember of like your cousins and stuff like that going through stuff like that as well. So pretty much what happened was this dude from Duce Palooza, his name is Chris Styles. He basically was like assaulting girls. He was being really mean to them. Like, he was using his power to, like, his power and who he knew to basically either get them to sleep with him, or basically to sleep with him. Like, hey, I'm so and so, like, like, you're dumb to not like have sex with me, basically. So like just there was so many different messages that came out. There was over 20, and Hav can be my witness when I say that like I really felt some type of way about this, because it just puts you in a situation that you're just like, what the fuck? like, number one, I followed dude, so I like in a million years would have like, and he's somebody, bless you, that I've interacted with on social media as well. So it's just like, holy shit, like this is mad crazy. Like I'm not saying like I could have been a victim, but it's just like, I mean, yeah, because you just never know. You just never know. You know what people's intentions are sometimes. So especially like finding out about him, like you're just like, holy shit, fuck, unfollow. Damn, but I gotta get it, but yeah. So you just think about that, and you know, you believe the girls, and for me, it wasn't so much like because he was abandoning these girls. He was just like at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and a lot of people question like this whole, oh, but what is she doing, like going to his place at 2 o'clock in the morning, or like what is he, you know? And sometimes 2 o'clock in the morning is the only time that both of y'all have. Like, let's be real. Like that's to me, that's something that I feel genuinely like, and I feel like if you really but okay, because in my mind, like I'm thinking of like a whole bunch of different things right now, because it's a win-lose situation, because a girl can go ahead and go over to a dude's house at 2 a.m. and nothing's gonna happen, right? They go, you know, you go, you hang out, everything is cool. Like it really is the only time that you guys have, because you guys are both doing whatever it is that you're doing. It's already been established, like, hey, listen, like we're just going to chill. And you also don't ever want to force you don't ever want to force that. Like if you're gonna end up having sex, like let that shit happen.
Straight up, let that shit happen.
Let that shit happen.
Yeah, and don't force nothing in life.
Yeah,
actually.
because if it's supposed to happen, listen, it's gonna get cracking. Like, and you're just gonna know, and it's never gonna be forced. It's gonna feel good. Like, listen, just let it happen. But you know, if you know, even if a dude shows up at 2 o'clock, or if a girl shows up at 2 o'clock, it doesn't necessarily mean that y'all knocking the boots. It can just be that y'all just vibing, y'all just listening to music, y'all having like a dope ass conversation. That can happen too. Like, you know, like you guys aren't meet, and then if you guys aren't meeting at like a fucking, you know, one of those hour motel things, and it's completely different. I don't know, like, but you also shouldn't just go to anybody's house. I'm sorry, like. You have to, I feel like you have to at least know the person, have had more than one conversation with them, and it hasn't involved with, hey, I just want to see you. You know, because those type of people, I want to see you, and then they're like, I want you to come over. You're just like, no. I'm good. I am so good. Yeah, so I didn't want to highlight this on him, because that's, I feel like it's so much more than that. I feel like there's so many women that have been affected by this, and then there's also women who are going through having to relive this. Like, listen to what I just said. Like, I saw this, and I'm reading the messages, and I'm reading what some of these women went through, and I start going back into like even some of my situations, and I start thinking about like how sometimes like maybe I didn't want to do it, but I felt like I needed to, because I was going over dude's house at a certain time, or because we were chilling at a certain time, or not even like that. Like you just sometimes feel like, oh shit, like I guess, you know, like that's what sometimes happens to us girls. And I felt like that's what some of the women went through, but they unfortunately went through different situations that I would go through. But it does make you think about that. And it's just like, oh shit, I had every right to be like, nah, you know, like I had every single right to say that. And, you know, so there's women going through that. There's women who have been through that, who are just like, holy shit, like, you know, I never talked about this, and I felt like I was alone, and I felt like this wasn't this was something that was wrong in my life, but I didn't know if other people would think that it was wrong. So then now they're seeing all of these stories come up, and it's just like, oh my God, like I wasn't crazy. Like they've been trying to heal from this. It's just so much that happens when that's what I feel like he didn't get as a man. I felt like, because he did a live, which was super creepy. I was all over it, guys. I dove into this like, because
who better than?
Exactly, because if I don't say it, you guys don't know it unless you guys listen to another podcast that talks about it, which is okay
You're
because
cheating on me.
yeah, no, but the thing is that it's
I'm
okay
joking.
because I'm sure whoever anybody who can speak on this I feel like this is a conversation that sometimes is taboo that people don't want to talk about it because it's just like, oh, maybe if we don't talk about it, maybe it'll go away, and it's like it doesn't really work that way. So I'm sure if somebody else talks about this, they have their own point of view, probably have a different story than I do, that they have, maybe sisters that have gone through it, they have gone through it themselves. It's very different for everybody. So, and there's some women who are hearing some of their abusers talk about this, like the person who abused them is, going on live talking about like, oh, if I did anything to you, come forward. What? Like, so now you're like, what is it that they like, you're like joking me.
Right. You hoodwinking me.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes girls, they don't feel 100% safe doing that because they don't know what the repercussions may be. They don't know, like, now are they gonna have to blood test me? Are they gonna have to do this? And like how long am I gonna be in court? Cause like this shit looking at some R. Kelly like, like, well, when I say that, I mean like there's a lot of women saying this. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of messages. It's just crazy. And so my whole thing too goes into like, imagine like finding out that one of your homeboys does this. Cause I think about like the people that he knows. Cause I follow the people that he knows. Cause Rory, like that's my dog. Like Rory's my unofficial friend. Like he, I feel like, especially being like a JBP fan, like you just feel like you're a part of that. And you just feel like, the people that they know, the people that they vibe with, like you hear it on the podcast and you feel like they're a part of their lives. It's the same like with you guys. Like you probably hear Spitz, Mighty Sunshine. There's people that you guys know that like, oh, she fucks with them, so all of y'all that I be talking about. Y'all better be acting right in these streets. But I'm the one to talk. I'm the one to talk. But yeah, no, definitely like it to me, it just takes me to that. It puts me into the position of not just the victims and the people going through it. I also see it as this like Rory, and I see it as also like Ravy B, which is somebody that I follow, that I admire. Even like Scotty Beam, like she was another person that she finally spoke about it. And when she spoke about it, I was just like, oh my God, like I'm so very happy that she touched on this because I know she's been very open about that. And like I said, there's going to be other people talking about it because it's something that is happening. It happens to be something that's happening in the hip hop culture as well because, of what that basically that party is, it's the ties that it has into it. People are so petty in the internet because of who they tag, like in certain things. It's so petty what they do on the internet.
Petty season.
Yeah. But I mean, I see it and I'm like, dang, like I feel like this should be different. Like it shouldn't be like this. Like you shouldn't be berating people's friends. Like, or telling somebody that they cannot be friends with. First of all, however anybody decides to react to how their friend is, that's on them. Like, you know what I mean? Like who are you to tell somebody how to feel about finding out that their friend is trash, like to women? You know what I mean? Like I mean, for me, like I'm a bi, like that's me though. Just like how a mother is always going to love their child, like, and that's something else that that you have to also realize too in this whole quarantine time. Like, what type of friend are you? Like how are you like as a friend, like personally, and then how are you to like your friends just in general? Like, are you gonna be the one that like, I can be there for you, you can be there for me, we add value to each other's life, and just like or there's no pressure when it comes down to like I have to communicate with you, because there's times where there's some friends that thrive off of that. Like the whole hitting up every day, or things like that. It's just, guys, this is just different times right now, and it's the reality of what's happening right now. So yeah, so you just see that, and then like I said, I just feel like you can react however it is that you want to react when something like that goes down. Who are we to judge? We're not here to judge.
Not Judy.
I didn't sign up for this for that. If I'm gonna be a judge, it's gonna be for like an open mic or something. So you feel me? How much more time do we have?
Another 20.
Another 20 minutos. Okay, so the MJ doc came out. Dope AF. Loved it.
Oh, it's coming out. We're 4 episodes or yeah. 4
Yeah, we
episodes
just saw 4 episodes of it. Really, I'm really loving it. I'm really enjoying it. I really liked episode 4. I loved seeing Dennis Rodman live his best basketball player life.
I like these 2 way better than the first 2.
Exactly. I really enjoyed. Of course, I enjoyed the music. Title came out with a playlist for like the series, like the basically the docu series. So, and it's really really good. So shout out to Title for that. Ding. We're gonna get that promo code one day, so just be on the lookout for that. And it's funny because I said look out for that, and then Hav's sweaters, long sleeve shirt says looking for revenge, so that tripped me out, guys. But yeah, so it's a really good documentary. Like I've said, I mean, I feel like everybody's watching it, and I feel like people are just like so into like the whole who's better, the LeBron James or Michael Jordan, like, and then all these conversations happen. It's just like, why can't we just enjoy the doc? Like, let's enjoy the doc for what it is. Let's
because Kobe Bryant's the best.
Let's see the highlights. Hear the music that they have. Like, let's hear the story that these people I'm sure have been working very hard to put together and getting the interviews. Like, they're providing entertainment for us at this moment. Like, be grateful. Just let the documentary slide. The memes are awesome though, not gonna lie, they're great. And then all of these old school pictures that come out are pretty cool too as well. I saw that Kobe's gonna be in the next episode, so prepare your tissue. Man, rest in peace Kobe, man.
Man.
It's
And
crazy.
it was Gigi's birthday is today.
Yeah.
Well, is May 1st.
Yeah, happy birthday to Gigi.
Happy birthday.
She would have been 14 today.
I thought she was about to cry. I was like, damn, Claudia.
Excuse me. Oh man, that was crazy finding that out. Every time I think about that, I always think about the time when I found out, and it doesn't make me sad. It just brings me back to that and processing that whole thing. And it's like with anything, whenever you find out some news, like you kind of remember. Like, I'm the type that remembers things like that. Like, I have a very weird memory. I can remember when I heard albums and where I heard them. Yeah. Or like even podcasts, like when I hear a podcast, like I'll remember like, oh, I was here at this moment for this part. It is so weird, but it's a gift. It is a gift that I have taken. Insecure dropped their 4th episode or 3rd episode or something like that.
I finally saw an episode of Insecure, guys.
Yay! Have from seeing the episode, you Lawrence Hive or Issa Hive?
I'm going with Issa.
Yay! So yeah, Issa's.
I do need to see more because it's a little shaky, but I'm going with Issa. And we started Atlanta.
We did start Atlanta.
So we're watching that. Tell us, comment below what shows are you guys watching, during this time.
Yeah, for real.
Or playing video games. You guys are playing video games. Let them know.
I've been playing Yoshi's Island on the Switch. I cannot beat this one level, but we're going to get it.
She's stubborn. I told her to put the walkthrough.
No, because I'm going to learn it. I'm going to figure it out. It's going to be okay. It's going to be a learning experience, and we're going to get through it. Me and my little Mario. If you guys have never played Yoshi's Island, just Google it. It's an awesome game.
What does that bring you back, or like how you said, like with music, does that bring you back to the time? At all? Like playing a video game, or not really?
It actually doesn't. You know what? It does. It does bring back like that nostalgia, but it doesn't bring like specifically times like I don't specifically remember like because I'm sure I was sitting in front of a TV. Yeah. Like I was sitting in front of a TV in your room. Like I'm doing now. So it doesn't really bring me back like that, but there are like songs like I remember hearing like this one song. It was called Daddy's Home by Spanish Fly. And I always remember I would play it when my dad would come home from work. So then that always reminds me of me like going to the window and like seeing him come home and like all that stuff. So it's like things like that I remember. Like if I were to hear the song, I would like automatically think of that. And that was a random memory that just came to my head. But yeah, shout out to Player. Okay.
Damn.
Oh well. Okay. So insecure. This is something that I have been dying to talk about. Because, here I get to talk about it with no one debating me. And I'm not saying I don't like to debate. I just like to get my point across. And if you feel differently, I am very open to doing a live with you to do this insecure back and forth of how I feel about this show. But I'm going to do it very quickly because I mean, not everybody watches the show and I don't want to spoil it for everybody, but basically like listen. This whole thing that happened in this episode with Lawrence sending, if you haven't seen the show, I'm sorry. You had a week. So spoiler alert. Lawrence ends up reacting to Issa's story on Instagram. So now, if you don't know what that means, what they're insinuating is that, it's that whole dip back with the ex. And that's like your weight in. That's like your weight in actually, like, just in general on Instagram. I feel like reacting to somebody's story. It's like, ooh, I like that. Or, ooh, that's funny. Or, ooh, I felt that. Or clap it up or something like that. And it's just like sometimes you get a nice response. And what drove me insane was Issa responding to the DM that, to the reaction. And it's like, oh my God, what are you doing? And then I realized that I have too been that person. That gets a reaction from somebody that I shouldn't be responding to, and I respond, and now we're having a conversation, and then now it's like fuck. So I feel attacked by the show. I feel like next time they should at me when they talk about certain things on this show, because I just feel like they've just been very nosy lately when it comes to my life. So yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to Issa, huh? I have to talk to Issa. I was having a whole conversation with my sister about this because I don't want Issa and Lawrence to get back together, and she is so stuck on but they belong together, but and I'm just like, well, I'm sick of these shows and movies giving you the fairy tale happy ending, because it doesn't work that way. Have I become that person? The thing is that it's the truth. Like even with like Love and Basketball, like the whole I'll play you 2 weeks before your wedding, I'll play you for your heart. Come on, not real life. That's not happening in real life. I'm sorry.
No goddamn games.
What is it? Somebody said this ain't no Tay Diggs movie. This ain't no Tay Diggs movie. Like it's just not. Sometimes it's just not gonna happen that way. And so I guess that's where I am in it. But at the same time, like they I have faith that Issa is going to do it differently. So that's where my hopes is in, because sometimes you find yourself responding and then you think about it and you're just like, you know what, I ain't even gonna be petty like that, and you don't respond. So we don't know if Issa actually did respond, and we won't know until the next episode. So yeah, for those of you who didn't want the spoiler, we are back to regular scheduling. We are no longer talking about Insecure, even though I can talk and finish the show talking about Insecure. I won't do that because there's actually a podcast that does that for me. It's called Insecurity, and I wanted to give them a shout out because they always drop a episode right after they drop an Insecure episode, and it's basically like a rundown of the show, and kind of you see the show in a different angle, and like they kind of point out the funniest parts, and I love that shit. So yeah. I'm thinking of doing something as far as me like playing music on live. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet, but be on the lookout for that. Gauze's song is officially out everywhere.
All platforms, nothing but the money.
I also did like a highlights on my Instagram story. That way you guys can see the songs that I've shared. I also always want you to head on over to WTWrecords.com. That's where you'll find everything WTW, the links, everything. WTW TV and WTW Radio. I appreciate you guys. If you're listening wherever it is that you're listening to us, I appreciate you. Make sure to keep it safe. 6 feet apart from people. If you are working, listen, I appreciate you so much. You have no idea. Like, I saw people the other day, like, taking the bus to go to work, and I just feel like it's such a privilege that I'm able to do what I'm doing right now. And I just want to salute all of those people that are just doing what they have to do at a time like this, because it's very easy to not do anything. And it's also, you just have to continue, doing what you have to do because of where it is that you work. But yeah, I just want to shout out to all of those people who are doing that, who are grinding, who are creatively battling certain things, but are getting through it anyway and still creating. Yes, pushing through it, perseverance, consistency. Consistency is sexy, man. I'm gonna just put that out there, okay? Y'all be blessed. I appreciate it. Episode 118, bitch. And for the 100, I can't even speak anymore. For the 118th time in a row, it's your girl Claudia Renee on your airwaves. This is the Ambition Hour podcast, and we are out of here. Shout out to Hob. Thank you.
Shoot ready. Fucking goofball.